Hi guys, welcome to my channel Science in Science Fiction, and I'm here today to do yet another video review. I saw today another film, another documentary about the model of the universe, and the models were the scientific model, the creation of the universe from the nebula through the Big Bang, and the creation of the universe through God. Now, I want to point out that in this video, the presenter himself says somewhere at the end that this is not a debate. Listen to me. This is not a debate between science and religions. He actually says that. But at minute 148 in the movie, right at the beginning of the movie, he says that the Bible is true and evolution is not. Now I ask you, how can this not be a debate if right from the beginning of the film you classify something as wrong and something else as right? First of all, at minute, you can look this, it's right at the beginning of the movie, at minute 2.40 seconds, he says what the evidence say. So he analyzes through the entire movie, through the entire length of the movie, he analyzes evidence that do not support the scientific model, but he doesn't analyze anything about the Bible. How can that be fair? Proving that something is wrong doesn't automatically prove that the other thing is right. At minute 3 and 53 seconds, he actually says the universe was created or not. Okay, I can see that. There are only two possibilities. Either the universe was created by a god or it was not. But how can you prove that the Bible is right? Because in the entire movie you have disproved the scientific model, and I agree with that. Science today cannot show or demonstrate over 80% of what it says. It's just speculation. But by disproving that, you don't actually prove the Bible. No. And the entire movie is spent on disproving the scientific pattern module. But at no point do they talk about the Bible. Actually, I think he only gives about 3 quotes out of the Bible in an hour and 30 seconds, in an hour and 30 minutes. 3 quotes, and that's it. He nowhere looks in the Bible during this movie. Everything is fixated on the scientific module, and that's wrong. From a debate standpoint, that's wrong. You analyze just one side, you do not analyze the other side. Because if you would do that, you would see that, okay, the scientific model, the scientific model can only be proven about 20%. That's it. Probably no more. But if you look at the Bible can prove anything. In fact, the Bible doesn't even talk about the particular planets. The Bible just talks about the heaven and the earth, and the illuminators. The Bible doesn't classify anything. You cannot prove the Bible by disproving the scientific model, because I ask this of you: what if I believe that Buddha created the entire universe? Well, what then? then all of this documentary, all this film was for nothing, because you proved that there might have been a very powerful being that created the universe, but you didn't prove that that being was God, the God from the Bible. It could be God, it could be Allah, it could be Buddha, it could be Shiva, it could be Vishnu, or any other deity, or Zeus, or any other deity that existed in history. You didn't prove the Bible was correct, you proved that there might be a possibility that a God, a superior being, has created the universe. And that's all that you proved. So you didn't prove that the Bible was correct. Then why are you giving me, right from the first minutes of this movie, why are you giving me a quote from the Bible? Because from the very start, your idea is wrong. Your supposition is wrong. That if you prove, and that supposition is that if you prove the scientific model is wrong, then the Bible is right. No, hell no. That doesn't make any sense. And at minute 4 and 48 seconds, he even says that disproving the scientific model will not prove the creationist model. So why the hell are we watching this movie? Because if you cannot prove the scientific model and you cannot prove the biblical model, then you can actually prove anything, and I just wasted an hour and 30 of my life. I've watched it because I wanted to see where the direction he was going with this. But after watching him, I realized that I was not any more wiser than when I was at the start of the movie. So I just wasted an hour and a half. You don't learn anything from it. The only thing I learned from it, and I'll give him this, was stuff about the moons of Saturn and Uranus. I didn't find many documentaries about those moons. They are explained here, and yes, that's a good thing. That was something I didn't know. But anything else is just bullshit, and that's just what it is. At minute 5 and 38 seconds, he said, in the beginning, he gave a quote from the Bible. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. And he calculated from other passages of the Bible that was 6,000 years ago. Now, there's two problems with this. First problem, the biggest problem. We have oil on our planet. We have oil in Iraq. We have oil in Saudi Arabia. We have oil everywhere. It takes millions of years for the oil to form, and this is proven by science. It's a fact. If it takes millions of years for oil to form, because that's why we are running out of oil, because we're consuming at such a high rate that the oil cannot replenish itself. The oil reserves are going lower and lower. So it's a fact that oil is being created in hundreds and thousands, or maybe even millions of years. And if the planet, the biblical model, is only 6,000 years old, and he deduced that from other passages, then how did he drive to work that day when he made the documentary? Because there shouldn't be any cars, because there shouldn't be any oil. So it's a big problem. But anyway, that's one problem. And I'm sure you can find more, like diamonds. Diamonds are created the same way in very long time. Sorry. Yeah, my phone rang. Okay, so I was talking about the first issue with the problem with the biblical model. The second issue, the Bible says God created the heavens and the earth, what is the Bible talking about when it says heavens? It doesn't explain. It doesn't say that God created 7 planets, because they didn't have the knowledge back then about how many planets were in our solar system when they wrote the Bible. because if they did have the knowledge, then if indeed a creator had written the Bible through the apostles, then God would have known not only how many planets were in this system, but how many galaxies were in the universe. So it would have said, in the beginning, God created 10 trillion galaxies in the Earth. But it doesn't, because nobody knows how many galaxies there are there. God created the heavens and the earth, and by heavens, what are we supposed to understand? Are we supposed to understand our solar system, or are we supposed to understand all the galaxies in the universe? Because from what we know, there's an infinite number of galaxies in the universe. So this raises a problem. There's no specifics out there. So when he says that the scientific model does not allow for Neptune, for Saturn, for I don't know, there was another planet, I can't remember right now which one of them, but when he says that these planets in the scientific model were not supposed to exist because the flux of nature, I'm asking then, were they supposed to exist in the Bible? And show me proof of that. Because nowhere in the Bible it says that these planets were supposed to exist. In fact, nowhere in the Bible it says that other planets were supposed to exist at all. It says the heavens and the earth. And of course the illuminators, which are other stars. So problems. Now, my opinion about this movie was, because that's why I watched it. He had two monitors at the beginning. Two monitors. I wanted to see on a monitor quotes from the Bible about creation, and on the other monitor facts from the scientific world. And he would have said these facts cannot be proven right. And these quotes from the Bible cannot be proven right either. But the ones from the Bible fit better because we like them to fit better, or an explanation whatsoever. And if he did that, yes, I would have considered this documentary not to be biased. But when he just gives some quotes at the beginning from the Bible, 2 or 3 quotes, and then the rest of the movie he only disproves the scientific model, then yes, you are biased. And yes, this is indeed a debate between religion and science. And yes, you wanted to disprove science. And I say to you, if you want to disprove science, and if you think God has put you here for a reason, then don't take any medication, don't take any pills, ever in your life. And see what happens. Perhaps you'll get to heaven soon, or perhaps you won't. Because God certainly didn't put pills here. Science did. Anyway, I'm being mean right now. Let me get on track and say that if you want to watch this movie, and I recommend it, I recommend it that you watch it. Even though it's kind of biased, but it does have a lot of information about the planets themselves, and it does have nice pictures from the planets, and you can see some very spectacular sights that, yes, science cannot prove them right now, but we don't know in 1,000 years what science can do. In 1,000 years, science perhaps can prove how all of our universe was created, and perhaps even other universes. So that's it. Watch it. It will depict the information much better than I did, but keep in mind only one fact. Proving or trying to prove that the science model is not right doesn't prove the biblical model. Again, if I believe in a God that is named Zulu or Batman or whatever, that I believe in that God, and I believe that he created the entire universe, and that's what I believe, according to him, according to this film, that's how it was created. I cannot offer any proof, as he cannot offer any proof from the Bible, but just because you believe it, then that has to be the way, because it fits better. And I can make things that fit better also. He said about Neptune that Neptune, scientifically speaking, wasn't supposed to have a magnetic field. That Neptune is rotating faster than it should be, and some other things. But the Bible doesn't talk about Neptune, so it's very vague in there. Yes, he created the heavens. Very vague. But I believe in a God that created Neptune, and through his magical powers, he gave Neptune a field, a magnetic field, and he spun it a little faster than the other planets. Disprove me. Because according to this film, you don't actually need any proof, you just need some hints. Anyway, I'm done. Again, I don't want to discredit this film. This film actually took a lot of work, and I mostly enjoy it, but not because of the debate, because of the actual information that were inside the images. Bye, that's everything. I don't think I missed anything. Rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a nice day.